Alrighty, what's up, everybody? Welcome to this episode of Banging the Booth podcast. Just getting everything set up and we'll be ready to go. Everyone's day's going well, week's going well, weekend going well. Let's get into it. What's up, everybody? Welcome to this episode of the podcast, episode 16. So today's Immaculate grade, we've got Mets, first base, played first base with one game, and first round draft pick, A's, Astros, and Red Sox. First round draft picks I'm gonna have to look up because I do not know much about drafts. And I'm not gonna. I mean, I can try to guess people, but I'm not gonna even try. A's, Mets. Go Paul Blackburn. That would be probably someone would be a common answer. Sean Nye would fit. But then again, because like he'd be known for A's, but I don't know if he'd be. Ricky might be a higher end answer. I'm not gonna. Actually, I'm going to put Ricky Henderson down here. I think he'll be less likely down here. 3%. I have a feeling he'd be much higher in this spot. So I'm fine with 3%. A's, Mets. I could go Simeon. I could go Jed Lowry. That would also be a good answer. Probably wouldn't be common. I'm going to go Mark Canha. I could go Cespedes. Could go Jerry Blevins. I'm going to go Paul Blackburn. 0.5%. I will very much take that. Mets, Astros, Mike Scott comes to mind, and I like that answer. 6%. Okay, fair enough. A's, first baseman with one game. Ryan Healy. Like a kind of recent. 0.2%, I'll take that. Astros, I could go Luis Valbuena. I could go Carlos Lee. I never used Carlos Lee. I'm going to use him here. 2%, I'll take that. Red Sox, I could go Mitch Moreland. I could go David Ortiz. I could go Michael Chavis. I mean, I know Devers going to play first base with the Red Sox. He didn't play first base till Giants. Red Sox, I could go Mo Vaughn. That's someone I could throw there. Could go Boggs. Imagine he probably played first base. Yeah, because I think he in his early career the games started as first baseman or something like that. Go Steve Pearce. I'll go Steve. 1.0%. I'll take that. First round draft pick. Do I want to try guessing random people for these teams? Yeah, like as much as I would love to, I just don't pay attention to the draft because they are the MLB drafts. For like Monday. Honestly, I want to go pitcher. I'll go Chet Lemon. 0.2%, I will take that. Astros. I like this name at the bottom. Wayne Twitchell. 0.3%, I'll take that. And then Mets. Here's that's Marlins, and here's the Mets. Less roar, like that answer. Or it's Red Sox, not Mets. I'm stupid sometimes. Ken Brett. .113 total rarity score. Rarity score for Brett was 0.6. Top answers for each category. I would not be. Let's see. Ricky Henderson was indeed way higher for Mets A's, so I'm happy I used him for Mets Red Sox and not Mets A's. He was 19% and the top answer. So the rest of the top answers for each category: A's first baseman of one game, and also A's first round draft pick at 16 and 15% is Mark McGwire. Astros Mets at 20% is Nolan Ryan. I forgot about Nolan Ryan, but I'm happy I didn't go that direction. Astros first baseman of one game at 23% is Jeff Bagwell. Astros first round draft pick at 21% is Carlos Correa. Red Sox Met at 21% is Pedro Martinez. I didn't even consider that option. Red Sox first baseman at 19% is Big Papi David Ortiz. And Red Sox first round draft pick at 17% is Nomar Garciaparra. All right, let's switch to Statpad game. So the category overall is strikeouts for hitters. Target score is 508. So 2017 in baseball, 1980 to 2025 White Sox, 2026 NL East, so AL East currently, 1980 to 2025 Twins, and 2014 baseball. 17. Oof. Lead MLB. Oh, Joey Gallo definitely had a good amount of strikeouts. A lot of years. That was early career Gallo. I'm still going to go with him. 99% early career, and he's already near the top. Judge had more of them. Interesting. I was tempted to go Judge, but I felt risky giving anyone Rookie of the Year, but literally ended up with the most strikeouts in 2017. But you know what? I'm fine with 99%. 2014. I'm tempted to go Bryce. Is there anyone else that would come to mind before I firmly say Bryce Harper? Well, who's the MVP that year? 2014 was I think it might have been Trout in Yale. It was Mike Trout and Clayton Kershaw. So NL is not an option, and I doubt Trout led in strikeouts. If he led in strikeouts, I will take the L. I'm going Bryce. An awful answer, 63%. Ryan Howard. Mike Trout ended up being third. Huh. Sometimes award winners do have a lot of strikeouts. Okay, 19. So White Sox since 1980. Adam Dunn, I know, is a huge strikeout guy. Could he have been a top answer? I will take that. 2012. Moncada, Adam Dunn twice, and Louis Bob. Twins, I'd go Mauer, Morneau, Buxton. I'm rallying off guys just to get my head thinking. Where am I compared? Okay, I think I beat the target score already, so that's good. Nelson Cruz might be a good answer. That is tempting. I'm gonna go Cruz. If it's a bad call, so be it. 95 percentile, I am totally fine with that. I completely forgot Miguel Sano, and that's on me. Willie Castro is definitely surprising. Miguel Sano, I should have realize that. But I'm totally fine with my answer and percentile there. 131. And then this year, currently in MLB, in the AL East, Red Sox are poo-poo. The Rays are doing pretty good. Caminero, I could go Judge. Red Sox are doing bad, but I don't know if they'd have a top leader. I could go Vlad. Rays, Blue Jays been up and down. I have no idea where to go with here. I already beat target score, so that's not my worry. My more worry is just figuring out what would be. So also Judge did just get injured and be out a whole bunch of months, so that might be why he would maybe not be a top answer. I'm gonna go Caminero. If it's wrong, so be it. Yeah, way off. Kazuma Okamoto. Touche. Total score 697. Not great, but not awful day. All right, daily walk-off. So the categories are 2000s 80 plus strikeouts batting, 2005 80 plus strikeouts pitching, 2010 top 5 in games pitched, and 2015 top 5 in stolen bases. So first, I'm going to separate these into hitters and pitchers because that's going to be somewhat easy. Harden, Semien, Andrew Bailey. Oh, I should list off the players first. Craig Breslow, Mark Canha, Brad Ziegler, Billy Burns, Jason Giambi, Dan Herron, Marcus Semien, Eric Chavez, Ben Grieve, Joe Blanton, Andrew Bailey, Rich Harden. Semien, Harden, Bailey, and Chavez, Burns and Blanton, Giambi and Breslow, Grieve and Ziegler. Okay. Giambi, Chavez, and Grieve, I think, are going to be 2000. 2015 should be Semien, Canha, Burns. Question is, what's 2005 and what's 2010? Herron, I think, would have been still Diamondbacks at the time. I'm going to submit this and see where this gets me. Okay, almost full walk-off. So I got a double, switch Herron and Bailey, and now full walk-off. So walk-off double. So full correct answers for the A's. 2080 plus strikeouts batting, Jason Giambi, Eric Chavez, Ben Grieve. 2005 80 plus strikeouts pitching, Joe Blanton, Dan Herron, Rich Harden. 2010 25 top 5 games pitched, Andrew Bailey, Craig Breslow, and Brad Ziegler. In 2015 top 5 in stolen bases, Mark Semien, Mark Canha, and Billy Burns. Now for the Brewers. Same categories, different players. Carlos Lee, Carlos Villanueva, Tomo Oka, Victor Santos, Jeff Jenkins, Cameron Lowe, Marquise Grissom, Gene Segura, Chris Capuano, Chris Davis, Jeremy Burnett, and on Axford. Grissom and Axford I could swap. Segura and Villanueva I could swap. And Jenkins and Oka I can swap. Jenkins will stay. Segura I could swap with Grissom. Burnett swaps with Gomez. And then Axford, also Smith, I think Cameron Lowe actually. Oh, another walk-off double. Swap Capuano and Cameron Lowe, and now fully correct. So fully correct answer for the Brewers. 2008 top 8 plus strikeouts batting, Jeremy Burnett, Marquise Grissom, Jeff Jenkins. 2005 80 plus strikeouts pitching, Chris Capuano, Tomo Oka, and Victor Santos. 2010 top 5 in games pitched, John Axford, Carlos Villanueva, and Cameron Lowe. And 2015 top 5 in stolen bases, Gene Segura, Carlos Gomez, and Chris Davis. And that is it for the daily games. Switch over to regular. Sorry about that. Is there anything for me? Oh yeah, I didn't do an episode. The episode wasn't yesterday; it was today. Nothing bad happened; just more of worked out for me. So nothing bad, just was worked out better for me to do yesterday. So let's dive into it. By the way, I will say there's one game that I could probably make a whole episode on it if I wanted to. It is crazy how much notes from this game. If you've watched MLB, you might know what game I'm talking about from this week. And no, it's not the Brewers A's game That was a crazy scoring game. That's like very few notes. I'll just say it's Cubs Giants. And if you know which one I'm referring to, then you know. And if you don't, get ready because there's a lot of notes from that game alone. I was just like, holy cow. Like, if I wanted to, I could deep dive a whole episode of it. But I won't. Anyways, so going back to June 2nd, Marlins beat the Nationals 7-3. Joe Max 2-run homer. Herberto Hernandez and Otto Leppa's home runs were back-to-back in the first 3 hits of the game for the Marlins, marking the third time in Marlins history to have back-to-back homers, joining August 14th, 2023, Jorge Soler, Luis Arraez, Josh Bell, and August 26th, 1998, Derek Lee, Cliff Floyd, and Kevin O'Ree. 1 second, because... There we go. Brewers beat the Giants 8-3. Kyle Harrison's 10 strikeouts of the 12 on the night that he had through 4 innings pitched makes him tied for most through 4 innings in Brewers history with September 26th, 2026 and July 8th, 2025, Jacob Mizrahi, and March 31st, 2019, Corbin Burns. His 1.57 ERA and 11 starts with the Brewers marks second lowest ERA and a pitcher's first 11 starts with the Brewers behind 2008 CC Sabathia's 1.43. That is it for June 2nd. For June 3rd, the Phillies beat the Padres 3-2. Christopher Sanchez's 6 scoreless innings pitched marks 50 and 2/3 scoreless innings pitched, which is the 5th longest single-season scoreless inning pitch streak since 1893, behind 1988 Oral Hershiser's 59, 1968 Don Drysdale's 58, 1913 Walter Johnson's 55 and 2/3, and 1910 Jack Coombs' 53. The streak went 2 more outs before Jackson Merrill's game-tying RBI single breaks the streak at 51 innings pitched, which is the 5th longest such streak and longest by a left-handed pitcher all time, which I will give the respect to the umpire. He gave extra time for Sanchez so he can have reflection in the moment, and the crowd could like fully give him a round of applause and stuff. Respect to the umpire. I forget which umpire was, but like umpires don't do that a lot nowadays with the pitch clock and stuff. He's like, I'm going to give this dude his moment, which respect, because that was a crazy streak he put up, and it came to an end. Giants beat the Brewers 1-0. Victor Berricoto solo home run in the 5th is his first major league homer, making him the 3rd player in New York San Francisco Giants history to win a 1-0 third time. I think probably not player. 1-0 game on a player's first career homer, joining no player. August 7th, 1991, Darren Lewis. June 10th, 1954, Bill Taylor. Taylor also did it at though they in Milwaukee, but it was the Milwaukee Braves, not Atlanta Braves, not the Milwaukee Brewers. Astros beat the Pirates 8-11-9. This game plus scoring 10 on Thursday, 9 Saturday, and 10 Sunday, and not 10 Saturday, marks 9+ runs scored in four straight games, their longest such streak since August 16th and 18th, 1928, also 4 games. Dodgers beat the Diamondbacks 7-0. Shohei Ohtani's .74 ERA in the first 10 starts of the season marks the 3rd lowest ERA in the first 10 starts of the season since 1913, not including openers, behind 2021 Jacob DeGrom's .56, 1966 Juan Marichal's .59. Also, his 3 singles and 2 walks marks the 2nd time he reached base safely 5 times of the game he pitched, which is tied for most such games since 1900 with Mel Parnell, Wes Farrell, and Jimmy Callahan. Also, 6 scoreless innings pitched makes him the 4th starting pitcher to achieve 6+ shutout innings and reach base safely 5+ times in the same game since 1900, joining September 26, 1964, Mel Stottlemyre, May 23rd, 1951, Mel Parnell, and July 30th, 1920, Hod Eller. One moment. That's it for June 3rd. For June 4th, the Cubs beat the A's 7-6. Shane Langeliers' 2-homer game marks the 15th in A's time in A's history. A player has had multiple homers in a game, including at least 1 inside the park home run, and 5th time since 1969, joining July 8th, 2025, Lawrence Butler, August 23rd, 1975, Billy Williams, August 31st, 1973, Sal Bando, and May 21st, 1969, Reggie Jackson. Also, is the 8th multi-homer game including at least one inside the park home run in Wrigley Field history, joining July 27th, 1991, Ryan Sandberg of the Cubs, June 7th, 1966, Al Ferrara of the Dodgers, June 11th, 1962, Dick Stewart of the Pirates, July 1st, 1958, Tony Taylor of the Cubs, June 4th, 1958, Ernie Banks of the Cubs, May 31st, 1956, Joe Adcock of the Braves, at the time at Milwaukee, now Atlanta, and June 4th, 1929, Hack Wilson of the Cubs. Giants beat the Brewers 12-9. Eric Haas's Grand Slam home run in the 7th is the Giants' 5th Grand Slam in their last 17 games. That's the most Grand Slams in a 17-game span in their history. Their previous shortest span that hit 5 Grand Slam homers was 23 from April 14th to April 14th to May 10th, 1970. No, that's not the only Grand Slam they hit over the weekend, and that's because it's a part of the crazy Cubs-Giants game that the notes literally be one episode and so on. Diamondbacks beat the Dodgers 3-2. Ketel Marte's walk-off solo home run in the 9th is his 3rd walk-off hit this season, most in MLB, and one try of the Diamondbacks single-season record held by 2013 Goldschmidt, 2011 Justin Upton, 2005 Alex Cintron. That is it for me. June 4th. June 5th, I'm going to come back to the Cubs game because that's going to be the longest one of them all. Dodgers beat the Angels 1-0. Roki Sasaki, 10 strikeouts at 24 years and 214 days old, makes him the 4th youngest Japanese-born pitcher with 10 plus strikeouts in an MLB game behind April 8th and May 13th, 2018, Shohei Ohtani's 23 years and 277 and 312 days old, respectively, and July 2nd, Kazuhito Tadano, 24 years and 68 days old. Freddie Freeman's walk-off solo home run in the 9th is his 20th walk-off hit, which is tied for second most, including postseason since 1976, behind David Ortiz, 23, and tied with Andre Dawson and Albert Pujols. It is also the first walk-off homer for a 1-0 win in MLB since August 18, 2023, Christian Encarnacion strand of the Reds against the Blue Jays, and the first for the Dodgers since May 3rd, 2015. Oh, yeah, Yasmani Grandal against the Arizona Diamondbacks. Also, his the walk-off hits. It's tied for 4th most since 1920 behind Frank Robinson's 26. David Ortiz is 23, and Dusty Baker, Tony President, and Roberto Clemente is 21, and tied with Andre Dawson and Albert Pujols. So now for the Cubs-Giants game, where the Giants had whooped the Cubs 18-3 on Friday. I didn't even watch this game, and this was disaster to even keep track of. It was like rough. Anyways, start of the long notes. Buckle your seatbelt. This is a long one. Matt Chapman's Grand Slam home in the 4th marks the 7th time in Giants history they hit Grand Slam homer in back-to-back games, joining May 23rd to 24th, 2026 Harris Bader, Rafael Devers, June 13th to the 14th, 2025 Casey Schmitz 2 times, August 27th to 28th, 2015 Colby Tomlinson, Marlon Byrd, June 11th to the 12th, 2003 Pedro Feliz, Rich Aurelia, July 24th to the 25th, 1998 Jeff Kent and JT Snow. And April 18th to the 19th, 1941, Mel Ott and Harry Danning. They did not hit a Grand Slam on the next day. The Giants' 18 runs marked 12 plus runs in 2 straight games, tying their longest such streak since 1900 and 4th streak since moving to San Francisco in 1958, joining June 2000, July 1993, and May 1958. The Grand Slam homer also makes them the 7th team with 6 Grand Slams in the span of 18 games or less within a season, joining August 11th to the 22nd, 2000 San Diego Padres 6 and 12, June 26th, 22nd to the 27th to July 5th, 2024 Brewers 6 and 13 games, April 16th to the 28th, 1996 Expos now Nationals 6 and 13 games, June 13th to July 1st, 2018 Reds in 6 and 17 games, August 8th to the 30th, 2006 Mets 6 and 17 games, and June 25th to July 14th, 1997 Reds 6 and 17 games. Matt Chapman's 8 RBI game is tied for the 3rd most by a Giants player in a game since 1920, behind April 30th, 1944 Phil Weintraub 11, and September 2nd, 1925 Irish Measles 9. Also marks 30 runs in 2 game span, which is most in Giants history since 1958, passing September 1920, 29, July 1993, April 1960, and May 1950's 28. Willie Adames, Matt Chapman, and Casey Schmidt all having 2 homers in this game. Marks 3rd time in Giants history they've had 3 players with multi-homer games in the same game, joining July 2nd, 2002, Damon Minor, Reggie Sanders to USA Shinjo, and July 8th, 1956, Willie Mays, Darryl Spencer, and Wes Westrom. The 30 runs in the last 2 games marked the first time they've done so since April 30th, 1944 in a doubleheader. The Grand Slam homer also marks 3rd different team to hit a Grand Slam homer off of a single road trip, the Brewers and Rockies being the other team, becoming the 8th team in MLB history to do so, joining 2023 Astros, Dodgers, Cardinals, Rangers, 1987 Mets, Expos / Senators, Pirates, and Guardians, 1983 Angels, Guardians, Yankees, Brewers, 1962, 1950, 1945, and 1941 Yankees, Twins, A's, Angels, Browns / Orioles, Guardians, Tigers, Phillies, Braves, Dodgers, Senators / Twins, Browns / Orioles, and White Sox. And Jonah Cox solo run in the 9th makes him the first player since 1961 to get his first career homer and hit and homer in separate play appearances, both off-position players. Whew, that was all from one game. That was crazy. Anyways, as it for June 5th, for June 6th, Cubs beat the Giants 3-2 in 10 innings. Jung Hoo Lee's two-hit game marks 22 hits in the last 9 games, which makes him the 4th Giant to do so since 1931, joining 1958 Willie Mays, 1953 Whitey Lockman, and 1932 Bill Terry. Guardians beat the Rangers 6-0. J-Ram's home run in the 4th is his 10th homer this season, which marks his 11th season with 10-plus homers, passing Errol Averill for most 10-plus homer seasons in Guardians history. Brewers beat the Rockies 7-1. Jake Marisrowski's .20 ERA in the last 7 starts, which is tied for 4th lowest ERA in a 7-start span since 1913, excluding openers behind 1968 Bob Gibson and Don Drysdale, 4.14 and .15, and tied with 2018 Chris Sale. Dodgers beat the Angels 9-2. Dodgers 9-run first is the first 9-run or more first inning for the Dodgers since June 2nd, 2021 against the Cardinals, 11 runs, and the first 9+ run inning for the Dodgers since July 2nd, 2021 against the Nationals, 9-run 7th. The fact they didn't score any more runs after the first inning is tied for the second most runs in the first inning, only runs of the game in MLB history, behind July 6, 1954 Guardians 11 versus the Orioles 3, and tied with June 21st, 2015 Nationals 9, Pirates 2, June 5th, 1988 Yankees 9, Orioles 2, and August 28th, 1960 Reds 9 and Dodgers 3. August 13th, 1934 Philadelphia A's 9, Nationals / Twins 0, and June 19th, 1921 Giants 9, Cubs 1. September 30th, 1913 Dodgers 9, Phillies 10, which is the only one that was a loss. And May 26th, 1882, Cleveland 9 and Buffalo 8. Both franchises are not around anymore or not in another version of current franchise. So that's why I just said Cleveland and Buffalo, because they're both non-existent. I think it was like Cleveland Blues and Buffalo Bisons or something like that. Either way, that's it for June 6th. For June 7th, the Angels beat the Dodgers 13-5. Nick Madrigal's 14-pitch walk in the 2nd and 12-pitch walk in the 5th makes him the first player with two 12-plus pitch and play appearances in a game since August 12th, 2016. Cesar Hernandez, the first player with 2 12-plus pitch walks in a game since 2000. Joe Dell, Nick Madrigal, Jose Siri, and Sebastian Rivero, bottom 4 of the lineup, went 13 for 15 and started 11 for 11. It's the first time since 1961 a team to 6 through 9 starts the lineup started in a game 10 for 10 or better. Their 867 batting average is the highest for 6 through 9 in the batting lineup in a game since 1900, passing July 9th, 1928 Athletics 833 average 15 for 18. Sebastian Rivera's 5 hit, 6 RBI game from the 9th spot makes him 5th player with 5 plus hits and 5 plus RBIs, hitting 9th since 1920, joining April 20th, 2025. Austin Wynn 6 hits, 6 RBIs. August 15th, 2015, Jackie Bradley Jr. 7 RBIs. August 28th, 1992, Scott Fletcher, and August 28th, 1936, Johnny Murphy. Mets beat the Padres 7-3. Carson Bench's 5 hit, 1 homer game makes him the 4th Mets rookie with 5 plus hits and a homer in a game, joining August 5th, 2019, Pete Alonso, July 3rd, 1996, Alex Ochoa, and September 8th, 1972, John Milner. The 5-hit game at 23 years and 138 days old makes him the 3rd youngest Met with 5 plus hits in a game, younger than September 8th, 1972, Johnny Murphy, 22 years, 255 days old. Or John Milner, I think, not Johnny Murphy. John Milner. And May 5th, 2006, Jose Reyes, 22 years and 328 days old. As of for June 7th, for June 8th, Nationals beat the Giants 4-3. Jung Hoo Lee's 4-hit game marks 27 hits in 11 games, making the 6th player time and 5th player in Giant to do so since 1900, joining 1953 Whitey Lockman, 1930 and 32 Bill Terry, and 1932 Freddie Leach and Ed Rausch. Brewers beat the A's 15-14 in 12 innings. This is the second 15-14 game in MLB since 2001, both by the Brewers on the road with road wins, with the last time being August 17, 2019 at the Washington Nationals. That's it for June 8th. For June 9th, the Dodgers beat the Pirates 12-3. Dodgers 10-run 7th marks the second 9-plus run inning this season, joining June 6th, 2026, which is 22 innings apart, which is the 4th shortest inning span between 9-plus runs innings in Dodgers history, behind July 10th, 1943, bottom first to bottom 4, 2 innings. June 25th, 1949, top third to June 26th, 1949, top 7, 12 innings, and May 17th to 21st, 1952, bottom second to the bottom of the first, 21 innings. Freddie Freeman's RBI single in the 7th is his 250th career hit. Or not 250th, 2,500th career hit, 2,500 career hit. White Sox beat the Braves 6-5 in 10 innings. Brandon Montgomery's walk-off solo home run in the 10th is his first major league homer in his major league debut, making him the 5th player with a walk-off homer in major league debut in MLB history, joining May 5th, 2015, Carlos Perez. June 20th, 2003, Miguel Cabrera, which was a walk-off two-run homer. I thought it was a grand slam, but it was a walk-off two-run homer, not a slam. August 23rd, 2002, Josh Bard. And 1971, Billy Parker. Angels beat the Astros 10-1, which marks the Angels' largest margin of win against the Astros since July 22nd, 2018. Nationals beat the Giants 6-3. Jung Hoo Lee's 2-hit game marks 29 hits in 12 games, which makes him the 4th time and 3rd player in Giants history to do so since 1900, joining 1930 and 32 Bill Terry, and 1922 Ed Rausch. And the A's beat the Brewers 7-5 for 5 homers in this game and 7 in the day before. Marks 12 homers in the last 2 games, tying June 25th and 27th, 1996 for most in his 2-game span in A's history. And as it for the notes part of this week's recap, standings update, not including the games currently going on that have gone final. In the AL East, the Braves in first place at 39-25, followed by the 40-26 Yankees, followed by the 33-35 Blue Jays, followed by the 31-37 Orioles, followed by the 27-38 Red Sox. In the AL Central, the Guardians in first place at 37-32, followed by the 35-31 White Sox, followed by the 30-28 Twins, followed by the 28-39 Tigers, followed by the 28 and Royals. And in the AL West, the Mariners in first place at 36-32, followed by the 32-34 Rangers, followed by the 32-35 A's, followed by the 31-28 Astros, followed by the 26-42 Angels. In the NL East, the Braves in first place at 45-22, followed by the 36-31 Phillies, followed by the 35-33 Nationals, followed by the 32-35 Mets, Marlins, followed by the 29-37 Mets. In the NL Central, the Brewers in first place at 41-24, followed by the 36-28 Cardinals, followed by the 34-33 Pirates and Cubs, followed by the 32-34 Reds. And in the NL West, the Dodgers first place at 43-24, followed by the 34-32 Diamondbacks and Padres, followed by the 27-41 Giants, followed by the 25-42 Rockies. As it for standings update, as for the games currently going on that have gone final, just give me a moment here. Here we go. For the games that have gone final, Yankees beat the Guardians 8-4. Rays beat the Red Sox 7-5. Giants beat the Nationals 11-10. Padres beat the Reds 5-4. Orioles beat the Mariners 7-2, and Marlins beat the D-backs 8-0. By the way, the Brewers A series is in Vegas, actually, in the minor league ballpark. They're not in Suter Health Park. As for the games that are currently going on or about to start, Pirates leading the Dodgers 7-6, bottom 8. Cardinals leading the Mets 8-2, bottom through middle 8. Phillies beating up on the Blue Jays 7-1, top 7. White Sox leading the Braves 2-0, bottom 6. Tigers losing to the Twins 4-1, bottom 5. Royals and Rangers tied at 2 through 5. Cubs and Rockies scoreless, top 4. And Brewers lead the A's 2-0, top 2. And Astros Angels will be starting soon. Pete Lambert against Reed Detmers. And that's it for this week's episode of the podcast. Thank you for watching and listening. If you're new to YouTube, leave a like, subscribe button, and support my audio. Post a video. If you're new on audio, follow the podcast, leave a review, notification for when I post on there. Thank you for watching and listening. I'll see you next week's episode 217. Bye-bye.